Young, just stepping into adulthood, enlisted either out of idealism or as a duty to his country. He remembers his family back home, his hardworking mother, his loving wife, or the small children who are always waiting for him to return. He feels isolated in a foreign land, where the laughter of his family is no longer heard, leaving only longing, loneliness, and the hope for a day to reunite. Like the American soldier, he joined the military at a very young age, but his reason wasn't for national duty. It was to protect his homeland, the place where he was born and raised. He remembers his elderly mother who worked tirelessly to raise him, his hardworking wife who waits for him, or his lover who eagerly hopes for his return. Amidst the brutal battlefield, despite his resilient appearance, his heart is soaked with homesickness, the memory of peaceful days long gone, and the loved ones who are always in his mind. Both soldiers, despite their differences in homeland and the reasons for fighting, share a common longing: their homeland, their families, and the desire to return home. American soldier: Mom, today I dreamt of our old house again. Here, it rains a lot, but it's not as refreshing as our homeland. I miss the long summer days, when the whole family gathered around the stove, hearing your laughter and voice. Every night, I look up at the sky, hoping one day I can come back, not to fight anymore, but to live in peaceful days. I miss home so much, and miss you more than anything. Vietnamese soldier: Mom, I miss the dinner you cooked. The cool bowls of soup, the dishes you made with so much love. We marched all night, exhausted, but no one complained, because everyone carried the hope of soon reuniting with loved ones. Every step I take, every moment here on the battlefield, there is only one wish: to return to you, to my wife, to the ones I love. I don't know when I will see you again, but I always believe the war will end. Both soldiers long for a day when the war ends so they can return to their families, to the peace that was lost. Whether it's the American soldier or the Vietnamese soldier, they both dream of a life without war, without pain, and a chance to live once again with those they love. Victims of circumstance: one side fulfills their duty for idealism, the other fights to protect their homeland. But they are both victims of war. No one wants war, and everyone just wants to return, to escape the suffering it brings. In these letters, you will see that although they stand on different sides of the battlefield, the longing, hope, and desire for peace are shared by both soldiers. They are not enemies, but individuals who share a common hope, a hope for a future without war, a day to return to their families and homeland. On the battlefield, fierce and brutal moments unfold every second. The soldiers face danger, loss, and death constantly lurking nearby. In this tense environment, they not only fight the enemy but also struggle with their own fears and loneliness. Memories of their families, promises to return, always linger in their minds. In their final moments, when life hangs by a thread, letters become the connection to their loved ones. The American soldier, in a moment of despair, writes, "If I don't make it back, tell Dad that I tried my best. It's a farewell, a promise that can never be kept." Meanwhile, the Vietnamese soldier, amidst the brutal war, sends a simple yet profound message: "Mom, if I don't make it back tomorrow, please don't cry." Both accept the possibility that they may never return, but in their hearts, the hope for a reunion never fades. In a small corner of the War Museum, in the midst of a quiet space, two graves or two letters lie side by side. Each letter tells of unfulfilled thoughts and dreams, of soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the war. One grave belongs to the American soldier, and the other to the Vietnamese soldier. They never met, but it was the war that made them part of a shared story, with similar emotions, pain, and hope. The narration softly echoes, yet deeply moving. They never met, but they understood each other more than anyone else. War divides, but longing is the common thread, and peace is what they both always yearned for. Though they stood on different sides of the battlefield, these soldiers shared a common longing: the hope for a world without war, where longing is no longer a wound and peace replaces separation. In the coldness of the graves and the stillness of the museum, their story lives on.